Next we have Lindsey Jasperse with the Climate Smart Agriculture Specialty Crop, or the Climate Science Alliance, and she's going to talk about the Climate Smart Agriculture Specialty Crop Summit. So welcome, Lindsey. Thank you.
Thank you. I know it's a mouthful, the title of our project, so. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes,
perfect. Okay, well, thank you, Jan. And today I'd like to share an update on a project that we've been working on for the last couple of months called the 2020 Climate Change Consortium for Specialty Crops of Southern California. And during this project, we were able to work a lot with Esther and Jan and everybody at the UC Cooperative Extension. So we're really excited to be here today. So the 2020 Consortium is a collaborative project of the Climate Science Alliance and the California Department of Food and Ag. And this project really builds off of CDFA's efforts in 2012 and 2013 when they hosted a consortium that brought together about 20 representatives from the specialty crop industry of mostly central and northern regions of California. And so through these efforts, CDFA was able to gather recommendations from these representatives addressing the impacts of climate change for agriculture and the specialty crop industry, and then opportunities to ensure climate resilience to these impacts. And so these recommendations since then have really helped inform the development of a number of statewide and CDFA's tools and resources, including a lot of the programs that have been talked about today, such as the Healthy Soils program, and then other online educational materials, data and online tools, and other like statewide efforts and papers that have come out since then. So the 2020 Consortium is part of this larger vision to really bring together and elevate the voices specifically of the Southern California agriculture community to really identify regional challenges and also regional opportunities and recommendations to help guide CDFA's future priorities for funding, policy, research, and other opportunities. So throughout the time span of the 2020 Consortium, we were able to hear from and collect input from a really diverse group of participants through a variety of outreach and engagement pathways, which were especially creative given the current situation and health crisis. So these different avenues of input and outreach included an in-person convening in February at the San Diego County Farm Bureau, outreach with regional partners like the UC Cooperative Extension, one-on-one interviews and case studies with producers across the region, and then online and mail-in surveys. And so together we were able to gather feedback from over 50 participants, including growers, technical advisors, researchers, and representatives, who ultimately provided over 700 points of input, which will be used to guide CDFA's future priorities for the region. So because we received so much input from all of the participants, it's really hard to summarize what we heard in one slide, but in general, what we heard is that there are a lot of overarching challenges that are shared by Southern California producers and across the region. And the majority of producers noted that they're already experiencing changes in climate on their land today, whether it be more variable extreme weather, changes in temperature and precipitation, water quality and resources, which are leading to a number of ongoing challenges, including health impacts to workers, water and soil contamination, difficulty with crop planning, and a lot of damage and yield loss of crops. We also heard that it's pretty clear that there's a lot of concern in the short and long term of what these changes will mean for production in the future, and then at large, really the future viability of farming in the region. So despite all of these challenges and kind of negatives that we did hear a lot of inspiring things. For instance, we heard from producers on some of the strategies and actions that they're already testing or are interested in testing on their land today. And in some cases, we heard about new opportunities for innovation that are actually opening up because of these challenges and changes in climate. We also heard from participants a number of recommendations and strategies for future priorities and needs for the region. Some of the main categories that we heard from are research, so regionally specific downscaled research that's also relevant to agriculture and for producers. Building capacity, investing and testing in on-farm strategies and practices, funding that really covers the true costs and duration of implementation of these practices, planning at both the farm level and regional scale, additional outreach, technical assistance, and education amongst growers, the ag community, but also consumers and the community in general public. And then lastly, advancements in technology and innovation that can really help advance and enhance efficiency and precision of operations. One of the specific recommendations we heard a lot was adopting new crop varieties that are more suitable for a changing climate for this region. So throughout this project, we compiled a lot of different resources that are all on our website with the link below. One of these being a summary guide that kind of gives just a snapshot of Southern California's climate profile. And it also compiles some of the most recent research on potential crop-specific impacts. And a lot of this is actually pulled from Tapan's work and his paper that he shared earlier today. And then we're also in the process of finalizing the 2020 consortium final report, which really just compiles all of these recommendations and gives an in-depth summary of what we've heard throughout this whole project. And this will be coming soon in the coming months and posted on our website and also CDFA's webpage.